डॉक्यूमेंट्री है जिसमें मैंने काम किया है। वैसे में क्लिप्स होती हैं जो खट खट हो जाती हैं, पर मेघा के साथ मैंने मिलकर ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनाई है। इसमें 8 महीने का हमारा सफ़र रहा है। इसके बाद डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनाई है तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है यहाँ पर सबके साथ देख के, और हमारी फिल्म यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट हुई है इसको देख के। लेकिन हमारे यहाँ की जो स्थिति है, जो लोग पलायन करते हैं, वो सच है बुंदेलखंड में क्या है, और उसी बारे में हमने फिल्म बनाई।
Actually, I would just like to point out one thing, that technically this is a film of firsts for a lot of us. This is my first experience as a director. This is my first film as a director. This is also Geeta's first filmmaking experience in general, and even the crew we had, the cinematographers and everyone, they all were very new. So yeah, I would say this is a film of firsts in that sense.
Thank you, Megha. We'll take questions once everybody on the dais talk, share their experience. Next we have Shivaji Karthik to speak about his film Capsule.
मेरी फिल्म है कैप्सूल, जो मेडिसिन पे बेस्ड है। जो मेडिकल में जो कुछ भी फ्रॉड होता है, डॉक्टर लोग और हाथ मिलाकर काम करते हैं, पैसा छापते हैं, और पेशेंट के ऊपर उसका असर होता है। और एक गोली खाने से एक दादी की मौत होती है। बेसिकली वो प्लॉट है। हमारे जो प्रोड्यूसर हैं नीलेश सर, सो वो फार्मासिस्ट है, और वो बोले कि यार इस पे कुछ करते हैं। उनको अंदर की बातें बहुत मालूम है, तो क्या होता है, कैसा होता है, और बुरा असर होता है इसका, बहुत बुरा असर होता है। समझ में भी नहीं आता है कि कितना और कैसा हो रहा है असर है। तो बोले कि यार शिवाजी इस पे कुछ करते हैं। तो सर को बोले कि सर मुझे बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दो, बनाएंगे, स्क्रिप्ट बनाएंगे, प्लॉट बनाएंगे। और हमने लिखना शुरू किया, और एक अच्छा प्लॉट बन गया। तो फार्मर और फार्मासिस्ट ये कहानी बन गई, और उसके बीच में जो कैप्सूल आता है और पूरा दोनों को कैसा अलग करता है, ये बात उसमें एक्सप्लेन की है, एक्सप्रेस की है। थैंक
Thank you, Shivaji. And next as we have Aritra Datta with her film Lullaby for Yellow Roses.
Good afternoon. Firstly, my sincere gratitude to all the audiences. I am one of the co-producers of the film Lullaby for Yellow Roses, directed by Rahul Roy, and gratefully this is our Indian premiere in Kerala Short Film Festival. After we have done our European premiere in Brussels Short Film Fest, this is our Indian premiere. So we are really honored to participate in this program. Lullaby for Yellow Roses is a film about reality. There are a lot of families in India which breaks apart regarding the family planning and everything. So in our film, the couples, migrated working class couples, having a ill-fated customs because they had to illegally abort their child because they don't want to have girl as their child. That's only because of as the economic inequality increases in the country, so girl becomes a burden to these families. So therefore they thought that this girl will be a burden to the family, they cannot provide dowry to the marriage, so that's why the girl, they had to abort that girl child. And the continuous pressure for conceiving a male child in this working class family is a severe trauma in the entire country, and how the family evolves around its struggle and how they build up their romantic relationship in between them after this trauma and struggle. That's what the film is all about, A Lullaby for Yellow Roses. It's a romance after a struggle. It's a new relationship, new form of relationship, breaking all the stigmas, all the hurdles that all our countries migrated, economically downtrodden people faces every day in their regular life.
Thank you, Aritra. Next is Joshi Joseph sir to talk about his film Aribam Shyam Sharma Laparoscopic Cinemascape.
Hello. there is no story to tell. It's a 1 hour close-up of Aribam Shyam Sharma, the Manipuri maestro. A lot of people after screening, thank you for the screening. I saw the film for the first time on the big screen and gained confidence that people want to manhandle me after screening. And a lot of people told me that it was a discovery for them, that they did not know the existence of such a master, which tells a bigger story of our nation state, where the Northeast will all the time be in the news when it's on flames. And Aribam Shyam Sharma, in the last count, had won 19 national awards. He is 88 years old, still making films. But we never considered his name for the Dada Saheb Phalke Award. And we want Manipur to be mainstreamed, but we never mainstreamed them. Now what's happening in Manipur is philosophers, thinkers, civil society members like Aribam Shyam Sharma are all silenced by the armed civilian groups. I won't go into the politics. Unless and until we make this ghettoized, intellectual, real thinking people, civil society people in Manipur, we won't be able to really solve it through any government method. So this film is nothing political. It is also political because basically this man is against the usage of close-up in his film. Culture, there is no facial expression, so why should I use close-ups? But I shot him with a macro close-up, so it was a cheating done. And if you get a chance, my request is, this is high time that we start thinking about the hidden gems, actual thinking minds, philosophers there in Manipur who are completely hidden, gone into hiding. They are ghettoized. And so if this film helps in any way, that will be better. That's only my... And I'm thankful to IDSFFK because the screening is wonderful. And first time now I gained confidence that this can be shown elsewhere. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure there will be more questions once this session is over to you. The next is Dilu Malikal to speak about his film Bhagavad Rebellion.
So firstly, I'll thank IDSFK for such a big platform for showing the movie and everything. And I should especially thank my parents and my relatives who are here to support me. And so about the movie, Bhagavad Rebellion is a movie about Chambal. The place Chambal is known for riots, dacoits and fights and everything. So whenever someone hears the name Chambal, they had this fear. And this thing evoked me and I thought, why is this fear happening? And I started to research about that. So the research started from college basis, then to a level where I went to Chambal and started researching, started to talking to people. But then the way I heard, Chambal was a scary place, but then when I approached there, the people were not like that. So I started to understand why is the stigma there. And then there was such a micro reasons like certain beliefs, certain treatment of people, certain anger issues and political issues and everything. So dwelling into those details and everything, I understood how these can be done and how each and everything could be correlated. So it was like finding different beats and then pinning them in a common thread. And yeah, again, thank you so much. Yeah, this is going to be from me.
Thank you. We'll take questions once everybody's. Next is we have Sachin to talk about his film Remnants of a Lost Time.
Hello everyone, thank you for watching film. And my film is Remnants of a Lost Time. It's set in Trasas Montes, which is between Portugal and Spain. It's the part of my studies, like my master's studies which I did. And It started when I first watched Antonio Reyes' Tras os Montes 1970s. And in this film, it was the large question of like migration and mining in those mountains. And then deserted all the villages, only people 60 plus who are living there. So I met Antonio and Maria who are. So, thank you.
Thank you, Sachin. It's nice to have. We'll have more questions to you. The reason behind the murder.
ബിഹൈൻഡ് ദി മർഡർ എന്ന ഷോർട്ട് ഫിലിം കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ സെക്ഷനിൽ പ്രദർശിപ്പിക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചത് വലിയ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. എനിക്ക് ഹ്യൂമൻ സൈക്കോളജി ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഒരു അബ്നോർമൽ സിറ്റുവേഷനിലേക്ക് രണ്ട് ക്യാരക്ടറിനെ പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അവരിലുണ്ടാകുന്ന സൈക്കോളജിക്കൽ കോൺഫ്ലിക്ട്സ് എങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും എന്നാണ് ഞാൻ ട്രൈ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. രണ്ട് ക്യാരക്ടറുകൾ തമ്മിലുള്ള ഒരു സൈക്കോളജിക്കൽ ചേഞ്ച്, അവരുടെ നിസ്സഹായാവസ്ഥ, സ്വാർത്ഥത, സാഡിസ്റ്റ് മെൻറ്റാലിറ്റി എന്നിവയിലുള്ളൊരു പരീക്ഷണമായിരുന്നു. അതിൽ പാസ്റ്റ്, പ്രസൻറ്റ്, ഫ്യൂച്ചർ എന്നിവ പരസ്പരം മിക്സ് ചെയ്ത് നോൺ ലീനിയർ സ്റ്റൈലിലൊന്ന് ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കിയതാണ്. ഹോപ്പ് യു എൻജോയ്. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you, Vishnu. Next we have Santosh Patre to talk about his film The Kairos.
Good evening, and I'm really happy because this is my third consecutive year when my film has been screened here, and this is first short film which I have directed. The name is Chaos. In Marathi it is called as Kolahal. This film is based on the story written by Dr. Sonali Lohar. She is a voice therapist and she has written this story, 20 lines story, and then we thought that we must develop this story. The protagonist is Meera, who is deaf, and she is detached from the entire world. In my film, the USP is sound, and I'm fortunate that Mandar Kamlapurkar, who is a national winner sound designer, and he has designed the sound for our film, and Smita Kambe and Shubhangi Bhujbal, both actors. So the film is about Meera. I don't want to disclose the story, but it is a turmoil. I think most of the people have watched just now. So, and again, one thing I must mention here, that short film is a piece of art. So I have tried to make the piece of art. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santosh. Next we have Ramdas Karavalur with his film Beyond Hated and How We Keep Singing.
Hi. Thank you for watching the film and selecting the film title. This is my second year. I mean, like last year I was with my previous documentary. So thank you for this opportunity and this venue. I'm not there to speak about much about the film, but this was a year of 3-year process. The entire, maybe 4 years you can say, because 2019 we started with the crew and with a small crew. And 2023 it is entered. So in between 1.5 years we doesn't have any production because of the COVID issues and all. So with so much of struggle and with the support of my crew and many people who supported financially also, we able to complete this movie. And it was an effort, like what you can say. We are getting every day-to-day news, what is happening all over India and what is in the states and even in our own state itself. So it's about the people's struggle. It's the parallel voices which media is not reporting. So what basically I try to, not tell that whether it is worked or not, but the basic thing is to make some voice, at least some kind of resistance against the fascist, the forces. Maybe they are, so everywhere, what is happening in everywhere in the country, what we are hearing. So basically, the basic kind of thing was to use So it was so definitely I should name 2-3 people definitely. That is, one is Adira Krishnan. She was the music director of this movie, and she contributed well into that movie. I mean, it was a collective of some more than many songs was there. So that is the. And Pushpavati Poipadata, she is also a famous playback singer in Malayalam film industry. She also contributed one song. It is, I mean, basically the music also done by that Azadi song, that is done by herself only. And there were many people who associated from the musician side or from the crew side, from the artist side. It is the. So I'm thankful to all of them for supporting that movie also. And thank you for watching.
Thank you, Ramdas.
Everybody, I am Jayaprakash Radhakrishnan. Just now, my film Kotakil Ganapati screened. It's a Malayalam short film. It was made as part of an anthology of 10. It was produced by Soham Shah Films, who made Tumbad, the Hindi film, the popular film. So they came up with this idea of, create 10 directors. So I was fortunate enough to do it in Malayalam. So, animals, and especially animal, when you talk about, we are all fond of elephants. And I thought, how does a lockdown affect an elephant? So, this story is about, from the point of view of an elephant, who is very happy and it doesn't want the lockdown to end. So that is the basic plot of the story. The protagonist, the elephant, Nadakkal Unnik.
Now the dais is open for questions. We'll take questions from the audience.
Hello, my name is Sanskar Desai, and I am connected to the Indian Documentary Producers Association. I want to ask two of my friends whose films are here. One is of course Joshi Joseph. I saw his film, I have been seeing his films. I have been seeing films of the person that he has shot also, Haribamsham Sharma. He is a very well-known person that we all know, documentary makers. One question that I would like to, one question that I would like to, how difficult, because I feel that whatever the film that you have made, I've seen your many other films also. This is in fact poetry, I must say, and it is very difficult to shoot a person continuously, he being on the screen, and yet create that magic or that poetry. How difficult was it? That is your process, the internal process as well as when you are shooting. That is what I want to ask you, whose film was here. Kolahal itself means chaos, and chaos itself is a comment over so many things. So there is so much, there is politics also in it, there is art also in it and all that. How did you, why did you choose this particular film as your first film, short film? Thank you.
We'll start cheating people by making films, by telling them something in this country. Documentary, then they will say it sounds very strange, it is something like fiction. So the Hindi word at an answer. Adur is with grey hair, this man does not have any hair. Now, I have not seen making films and still not there in the mainstream. And he doesn't want any films to be made on him, like tricked him into. And when you looked at the sky, you saw some. There were not birds at the image. I realized that the monk-like face of this man is speaking volumes. and he is speaking, whether he will be able to complete that sentence, and he will tell me, Joshi, I can't speak, I can't. You will think that this man will now speak for 2 minutes, 2 minutes. So once I looked at it, I realized that, and we shot him with a tight close-up. He's against close-up. So I decided to make a film with the tight close-up. I only assured him that I will send you the rough cut. Then I sent him the rough cut. He took 42 days. Every day night he will be watching this, and then it is hooking, but how? There is no other shot. Only Joshi, you have changed my idea of making a film, and I knew what I want to arrive at, and I was ready to discard all the decorations of cinema and use the basic minimum visual and test it, and it worked. That's the magic, sir.
Thank you for asking this wonderful question, because I was marked as a documentary filmmaker. Last 4 documentaries which I make, so I thought that now I must venture into the fiction, and that is why I chose this particular subject. Lohar, they have published a book, and it is a book of collection of various stories. The reason is, whenever we are making a fiction, that something in the mind of makers that we should give some philosophical thought or some prabodhan. I specifically wanted that I should not give any message through my film. It should be an experience, a cinematic experience for the audience, and that is the reason why I chose this subject. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, I have something to for Joshi sir again. So you started with Manipur in your introduction. We would really like to hear more from you, since you are somebody who extensively worked in Northeast. Rather than the superficial reportage that we hear in newspaper, what would you like to add more about the ongoing crisis in Manipur? I hope I'm not putting into trouble.
Will you give me security and immunity from ED?
This is a space where, at least we have left to be vocal about things and truth.
After the open forum, the risk is on me. It doesn't matter. You see, I worked in this set of films division where filmmakers come and pitch. And when they started pitching stories to us, I told our then chief, I said, you see, these people are coming and pitching something to us which is from their lived through experience, not from reading. Express it the way we expect it from a filmmaker who pitches it. So what I did, I submitted a proposal to the ministry saying that we will have hands-on filmmaking workshops in Northeast. Not only that we will make films, we will make filmmakers. So we go to all the other states for 10 days. So I go to Nagaland with my team, and everything is so happy, and I said, there are no problems here. I said, sir, aap to film division se talking about only problems. I am talking about Nagaland now. You see, they have 2 tax structures. One of the government, one of the underground. If you have a vehicle, it's the same case in Manipur. You have to pay 2 taxes, to the government and to the underground. So they are caught between these 2 governments. One overground, the other underground. Then they said, but sir, we can't make this film directly. I said, I know, but I am a Christian myself. I don't go to the church. I read Bible. Christ told everything through the parables. So you can tell the story through the parables. So they made a story of children playing marble. And there is a Gunda-like boy in the class. He titled as Songs of Marbles. And so what we do, we only impart very limited technical assistance to them. We don't interfere with the content of the story. Now, mainstream Manipur. I'm not only talking about Shamsana. We have forgotten about Iron Sharmila. 16 years. I happened to be there, rather my cameraman I sent there, and when she was ending her 16 years of struggle, poured onto the right hand, she was very smilingly looking at it. Because after 16 years, she's going to taste something through her. But within seconds, it became a visual of melancholy. 2.5 minutes, she did not know what to do. And the entire national and international media found that visual. What they wanted is only the tasting of the honey. I expanded that 2.5. The details, both the story, although you assure me that you will protect me, but one thing is very clear. There is no state machinery working in Manipur. Bangolo. He can't go out. And we still do not know what to do. More than 3 months. I myself have participated 3 months, 3 times, and the third time I said no more Manipur. Address the issue. The issue is the state space and the armed forces do anything. So I leave it at that. Otherwise, it will become a long story.
I'm just already told. Yeah, Manipur is a concern, Haryana is a concern, Delhi is a concern, UP is a concern, all the states are concerned. India itself is becoming a concern, and where it is moving. So, as a filmmaker, I think since this is a space for films, IDSFK, I'm visiting IDSFK for watching movies as a delegate since the beginning of this, this is 15th year, so maybe it's last time year I'm attending this documentary film festival. And it's good that, this time we are witnessing more delegates this time. So, film also got, an attention, or maybe film space is also started becoming a political space. What we can see that both politics are working. One space, we are having the documentary films what Joshi sir is telling, or we people are making, or the kind of concerns, whether aesthetically good or not, that is secondary, that is about the aesthetics of the film. So definitely I'm leaving that to the critics. But the other side, from the filmmaker side, I'm more concerned about the kind of subject what documentaries are speaking. And one space, one political space, what the film is handling is basically the documentary films. But at the same time, though we have ideas so far, though we have some kind of screening so far, but whether what is happening in JNU, what we are saying, propaganda movie is getting the support of the authority for screening it, but at the same time, culturally or aesthetically or politically, politically important movie is not getting the space for screening. And this is so we are more concerned. I'm not concerned about making a film. Without making a film also we can survive. Sometimes we have a job or something. But I'm more concerned about whether so far we have not, the filmmaker, at least we have some kind of freedom of making movies. But I'm more concerned about making a film, whether we will be getting killed or not. One day I'm fearing that the other voices are being sidelined, or the parallel voices are being suppressed. The way definitely films as a political space, as a political kind of I mean, it's a political voice. Last time also we have seen many films from Delhi or UP or the other states, or even from the Kerala also. So I mean, such a space, it's a responsibility of all the filmmakers or the film enthusiasts or delegates or whoever. We should move forward with the kind, we should stand for such kind of spaces. The other side, it is since with the support of the authority, there is no autonomy. The civilian groups, armed civilian groups, that is what he is telling, that armed civilian groups are started taking power. So if such a situation happens, then it will be very difficult to survive, and we will be having, so no films will happen, not even a single voice there will not be a space to come out for the single voice. So I'm more concerned about whether, and recently there is a recent statement also, maybe that bill has produced in parliament, that I know even if it is a censored movie, that can be stopped by the, so whether can we able to make such voices also, can we able to make this platform, that at least the kind of platforms we hold now, a space or voice for, not for protest, I'm not telling we have to protest, but at least we have to resist. Maybe we will not be able to protest always. We may having limitations. I am having limitation. He may be having limitation. She may be having limitations. So many limitations will be there. But whether so that is what I'm telling you. Protest will always not be able to do for all people. That I can understand. We can understand. But at least whether there is a resistance, I'm more concerned about the resistance whether we are doing.
As Sar said, I think documentary filmmaking practice in India is at a stage. Filmmakers are becoming more pessimistic, I would say. But I watched our opening film yesterday. It is 7 meters in Tehran, and I was choked to see that film in a way. And the incident happened in 2014, and it took so long for them to film because they flee from Iran, and I was feeling that this film is the only mosaic of truth that is left to the world, where they are using her voice clip, and I felt that the whole system is hanged. It's a shame to the country. So and that is the power of the film actually. It's the power of the truth. So in that sense, I guess documentary film or this personal filmmaking practice has so much relevance that hope that we can rely on. So that film is so loud that that Iran, the whole system of judiciary or state or whatever machinery will be so shameful. So I think the films are the content speaks louder than anything. We'll take a few more questions from the audience.
ഇത് മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയാൻ കാരണം എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞെങ്കിലേ അത് എത്തുള്ളൂ, ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പറഞ്ഞെത്തുള്ളൂ. ചോദിക്കാനുള്ളത് എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ ഈ ഫിലിം മേക്കേഴ്സ് ഇതുപോലുള്ള കല കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യുന്ന അവർക്കും കല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ കാലത്തിനപ്പുറം സഞ്ചരിക്കുന്നതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ കാലത്തിനപ്പുറം സഞ്ചരിക്കുന്ന നമുക്ക് മുന്നിൽ അത് സംഭവിച്ചു എന്ന് മാത്രമല്ല, ആ കലാപത്തിനപ്പുറം എന്താണ് എന്നുള്ളത് ആനന്ദ് പട്വർത്ത് എന്നൊക്കെ പറയാൻ കഴിയും. അതുപോലെ ഒരാളാവണം എന്നതല്ല ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. അതുപോലെ ഒക്കെ വരണമെങ്കിൽ ഈ മണിപ്പൂരായാലും മറ്റേ എവിടെ ഇത്തരത്തിലൊക്കെ നിസ്സഹായമായിട്ട് നോക്കി അത് ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിൻ്റെയാണ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മറ്റാണെന്ന് നിൽക്കുക, അതെന്താണെന്നത് അവിടെ നടക്കുന്നത് എന്താണ് എന്നുള്ളത് ഈ ഞങ്ങളെപ്പോലുള്ള ആളുകൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അത് കാലത്തിന് അതിജീവിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കലയായിട്ട് മാറ്റിയെടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് സംവിധായകർക്ക് കഴിയേണ്ടതല്ലേ. അപ്പോൾ യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ അതിൽ നിന്ന് ഒഴിഞ്ഞു മാറാണോ വേണ്ടത്? മണിപ്പൂർ സംഭവം അവിടെ നടന്നോട്ടെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മറ്റു അത്തരത്തിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ നേരത്തെ അദ്ദേഹം തന്നെ സൂചിപ്പിച്ച പോലെ അവിടെ മറ്റേ ഇറാനിൽ നടക്കുന്നത് അവിടേക്ക് അടുക്കാനും കൂടി പറ്റാത്ത സ്ഥലത്ത് പോയിട്ട് ക്യാമറ വെച്ച് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നു. ഇവിടെ അത്ര ഭീകരാന്തരീക്ഷം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പോലും അവിടെയൊക്കെ ക്യാമറ വെച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ നമ്മൾ തയ്യാറാവണ്ടേ? അതിനെ വെറുതെ വിട്ടാൽ മതിയോ? ഇതാണ് എനിക്ക് ചോദിക്കാനുള്ളത്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും ജോഷി സാർ പോലുള്ള ആളുകൾ ഇതിന് മുന്നിട്ട് ഇറങ്ങിയിരിക്കുന്ന ആളുകളാണ്, അവർ ഇതിലൊക്കെ വിജയിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ആളുകളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അവരിൽ നിന്ന് ഇത്തരം ഒരു മറുപടി കേട്ടപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയത് കലയെ ഗൗരവപൂർവ്വം കാണുന്നില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ് തോന്നിയത്.
Too much of speaking. Hereafter, no questions to me. Sir, what I said is that all my films are personal and political. I never did not look like a political film. The moment you make the other person conscious that इसके अंदर में कुछ है, from that moment the space for reaching it out to the people, like what happens and what happened in Iran. If you really study all the Iranian films, how did they get the stock, film stock? Now it is digital. You have to submit to the complete bound script to the Ministry of Culture, and they have to approve it. Then only you will get the film stock. And all these Maqbal Buff and all these big names happened during that time of censorship. What did they do? They started telling about parables. They started actually reflecting their reality. In Hindi we say, no, इशारा काफी है. वो इशारा करने के लिए आपको बहुत सारा रास्ता ढूंढना पड़ेगा. Till I saw my film today in the screening, I was not very confident whether it will click with the audience or people will walk out or not. So, I will try to answer it through a story. When I joined Film Fusion, in the commentary section, they were making all kinds of family planning films. And this commentator, Ruswan sir, he had 9 kids, 9 children. And he had to speak the do bacha bus. Now it was a difficult thing for him to speak with conviction. All the 9 children's faces come to his. Isme se kaun do? Which 2? But he has to speak. Then only he will get his salary. So from him, he added a breath. He said, the commentary is do bacha bus. When he uttered it, it became do bacha bus. That is what actually is possible. That is what is possible. Once you do that, it reaches the people. You don't get stuck up with the censor board and, you know. I did not identify Iram Sharmila, who is there in my film, very consciously. Because it's about the filmmakers' engagement with the close-up. So you see a tight close-up of Iram Sharmila and her struggle to end the fast. I did not identify her by writing Iram Sharmila. So all of them appreciated the acting of that actress. They said, "Kya badhiya actress hai." Very emotional. I said, "Yeah, she's a wonderful actress." Of course, now it is there on record. They can't stop the film. Film is already censored. So filmmakers, especially documentary filmmakers, we take the subject as the film, which is not, sir. How the hell that you make the film is the film. Unless and until we negotiate with that, we will be speaking to the convert. We won't actually reach the public space. That's what I said.
Hello, this is to the chair. All kudos to you for mentioning the 7 windows in Takara by you. All kudos to you for mentioning on the opening film 7 windows in Takara. It's a wonderful